We have told you the story about Tiffany, whose last name is kept confidential for her own safety and security. But here's a woman that was raped. Tiffany, can you, if you don't mind, can you take us back to when you're 12 so people understand how bad this was?
When I was 12, me and my sister, my best friend, decided that we would sneak out of the house like most pre-teenagers do. We were going uptown to meet another one of our girlfriends, and that's when Christopher had pulled up. Now, we were friends with his niece, so we didn't second-guess getting into the vehicle with him. You know, we knew him. We didn't think anything. So then he decided, we got in the vehicle, we went all the way down to Detroit, and then on our way back, he had stole gas from a gas station, and then he threw our phones out of the vehicle and took us to a house near his dad's house. And that's where we were kept for 2 days. My sister ended up getting released, and that's how the cops ended up finding us.
Were all of you raped by him?
No, just me.
So you decide to keep the baby, which had to be a tough decision.
Yes, it was. I mean, I knew I wouldn't have an abortion no matter what, but it was just, am I keeping my son or am I giving him up for adoption? Those were the only two choices.
And when did you decide to keep your son?
About 3 days after I found out I was pregnant.
And you wouldn't have an abortion because?
To me, my son was innocent. A baby it doesn't make a baby how it was conceived, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He didn't do any wrong. My son is the light of my life. He's everything. Even till this day, I would not go back and make a different decision.
So you raise your child, and you're still going to school, or do you drop out of school?
I dropped out of school.
Okay. And how do you make ends meet at 12? You're living with your mom and dad?
Yeah, I was living with my mom and dad. When I turned 14, I went out and I was washing dishes at a bar and grill in town. And then I was working at McDonald's and factory work and, anything really just to get by.
And when did you reach out for government assistance?
I've actually been on government assistance since I was 18 years old. I don't know why it took them 3 years to decide that they wanted to know who the father was or really what their reasoning is.
And so when they asked you who the father was, what was your response?
I told them because they told me that if I didn't comply with the survey online, that they would take my government assistance away.
And did you tell them that this was a rape?
There was no way to tell them because it's all on the computer. Like, there's no box to check or anything. So I put in all the information, and then when it got sent to the prosecutor's office, when I went up there to sign all the paperwork, the first thing I told them that this was a rape case. And they said, well, this is still standard procedure. We still have to do this.
So when he found out that he was now getting visitation rights and he was a co-parent with you, how did you find that out?
Actually, I had gotten into contact with Rebecca Kiesling, which is my attorney, because I didn't have a court order. I was living in Florida at the time. So I had called Rebecca, Right to Life, and they gave me Rebecca's number. When I called Rebecca, she went ahead and got a copy of the court order, and that's when we found out that he had joint legal custody and visitation rights.
Has he made contact?
Through his niece, yes.
Have you...
His niece had texted me and asked, hey, Chris wants to know if he can see his son.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so it was a little scary.
Okay, so the last judge came out and said, okay, wait a minute, I didn't know that this was a rape case, and so they were going to open it back up again. Are your attorneys telling you that there's a pretty good chance that his rights to the child are going to be taken away?
That's what we're hoping.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, for sharing. And is there anything our audience can do besides pray for you?
Nope. There is a GoFundMe page that one of my good friends set up because the courthouse gave the rapist me and my son's address.
Oh, jeez.
Come on.
So now he knows where we live.
So you're looking to move and raise some funds?
Yep. So that way we can relocate, so that way he can't know where we live. He doesn't have our address.
Let's rock her world. This is an audience that can just change people's lives in 10 minutes. Let's rock her world. That was 24 hours ago. She had in her GoFundMe page that a friend had set up a few days before, she had about $270. In her GoFundMe page, I just checked, because of this audience, she now has $76,231. You are a remarkable group of people. Truly a remarkable group of people. How that will change her life. She wrote to you. I just want to say thank you so much. This is going to change my whole life. What I didn't tell you is we're getting an eviction notice on Friday because we've been struggling. I can't seem to ever tell you thank you enough. This has forever changed my life and my son's life, and it couldn't have been done without you. I'm speechless watching the number and comments. I'm overwhelmed with tears. Tiffany.